started riding when I was 10, and I think I stopped at 22. My dad's buddies' sons were doing it, and I was like, hey, I just want to try it one time, because my dad asked me, he said, do you want to ride a calf? And I was like, yeah. So he said, all right, we'll go. So I got on one that night, and my sister was supposed to get on the other calf, and she didn't get on it. And I was like, I'll get on it. So I got on 2 calves in one night, and I was like, well, I'll come back next month. It was like a monthly deal, you know. And I think that was at 10, and then I stayed there once a month until I was like 13, and then I entered my first youth rodeo. But it was fun. I just rode associations, like youth associations, until I was 18. And then when I turned 18, I just started entering open rodeos in Florida or going to practice pens. I mean, there's not really a lot of places for a woman to ride bulls. And it's really hard to get into the PRCA or the PBR. At the end, it came down to where I was 16 years old or so and just traveling by myself with friends. I knew nothing about the futurity part. The only thing I ever knew about was the bull riding part of it, you know? And he introduced me to the bucking dummies and the yearlings and the 2-year-olds and all that stuff, and that was like a whole nother level. That was something that, you know, I was like, whoa, let's keep doing this then. Kind of like every person is different, every bull is different. So like their breeding has a lot to do with it. It makes their size, it makes their attitude. It does have a lot to do with it, especially I think a lot of the cow side has a lot more to do with it than anything. My husband, he studies day in, day out, and he picks which ones he wants, or like what cow's the best, or what he think would be the best crosses. He can pretty much tell you what everything is. So these bulls, they have a lot of experience. These have been hauled, I don't know, Colorado, all over Oklahoma, Texas. He'll go to Vegas, but he's gonna stay home. So that has a lot to do with it. And the more you handle them, the more you are around them, the easier they do. But I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean every bull is gonna do that. Every bull is not gonna be like that here, because, you know, you can have them here, which, I mean, if y'all were gonna be around later tonight, like 8 or 9 o'clock, you could see these buck here, and you might see the difference between here and there. You know, here I've seen my bull personally. Everybody says this, but I mean, I've seen him be 94 points here, and I mean, he don't do that on the road though. The things that I would look for the most, I guess, would be intensity and kick and difficulty. Turnback is nothing without intensity or nothing without kick, because if he's a flat spinner, or he's slow at turning back, it's not gonna work out. So they have to have all those things to be good. The bulls that I grew up around in Florida and the caliber of bulls here are 2 different things. And I even see videos of the bulls today, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, these bulls out here are so much ranker. The intensity, the kick, the turn back, everything than Florida. Honestly, like, they have to earn their name around here.
That makes sense.
We don't just name them for no reason. Like, my bull, it took me forever, because everything in the world is named after Bruiser. Like, so he was right yesterday when a lot of people go off of the sires, but then you get to the point where you run out of names.
Yeah.
You can't really go off with the Cyrus forever. So with him, I wanted something to do with crazy, because he's crazy. He don't act like me. But anyways, that's his barn name, is Crazy. So it took me a long time, and you know, I did post on Facebook, and I posted a video and said, hey, you know, what should I name this bull? And it was just like, for the longest time, I just couldn't come up with one. And then somebody was like, Looney Tunes. I was like, there it is. Say, if you want to start something, yes, I would reach out to other women, especially if you don't know anybody. I would just go ahead and reach out to one of those women that have been doing it for a long time, or just somebody that has a little bit of experience that can lead you into the right direction. And if you want to flank something, your best bet would be to meet that person and come out and actually learn hands-on before you go to an event. But I mean, it doesn't matter either way. You can go to an event first time and never have flanked anything, and there'll be 3 or 4 girls there to help you. We're all one big family at the end of the day. I mean, it's the same people week in, week out. And I mean, that doesn't mean you can't bring somebody new in, but I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, we see the same people every week, and we're all just one big family.